Hey, welcome to the stream. This is just going to be a quickie. I'm testing out some new settings on Streamlabs for streaming. I've been meaning to do a making comics, my very first art to art episode, but myself and my first guest, Rob Willis, we haven't really been able to connect yet. He's had some unfortunate things go on, and so we had to postpone it. But it is coming up. We do have plans for it, so hopefully next week. But in the meantime, I just thought I'm gonna pop on Friday midnight, Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, and do some stuff. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and post this on my Facebook, or not Facebook, on my Twitter, and just let everybody know. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe somebody will show up. So if not, that's okay. Like I said, it won't be long. I won't miss anything. I'm just gonna do a little doodling. I might talk about something that's going on that interests me, um, and what I got going on in the future, as far as artwork and jobs and things of that nature. So let me get this posted real quick. See if this every time I every time I post a link. This is something I wanted to talk about. Every time I post a link on Twitter to one of my videos, it only pops up with a hyperlink and not a embedded thumbnail or the video, which I find it odd because I could do it with other people's stuff and it works just fine. So, if any of you guys have that problem, let me know in the comments, or let me know if you happen to pop in watching this. So, let's do this. Ah, that time it worked. Go figure. So weird. All right. Well, like I said, I'm just doing this to test out audio levels, what I look like on camera, in my little setup. If you can see, got my little fancy artistic mask going on. Woo. So exciting. But yeah, I'm just going to be doodling for a little bit and just talking about, I don't know, dumb shit. If anybody pops in and asks me weird questions, I'll answer those too. So, all right, here we are. Here's my Clip Studio paint. Fresh blank canvas going on. I don't have any idea what I'm going to draw or sketch. It's not going to be finished, I can promise you that. I'm not going to be on that long, but we'll do something. Let me throw some stuff down here. What do I want to draw? I don't know. Let's see. Let's throw in a rough for like a body. Just playing around. This person is got the traps going on here. The neck. Does she have a big head, small head? Is it he or she? I have no clue right now. I'm just throwing lines down just to see what I can. If anything grabs me, you know. So, uh, now look, Big Red. Hey man, how's it going, dude? I thought I saw you streaming. Weren't you streaming? Yeah, I thought I saw you streaming. I popped in for a second to see what you were doing, and Then I had some I had to finish, and I thought I'd test out this thing. Oh, you think Twitter does that because of its burning disdain for safe, for work art? Oh, I see. I see. I got you. I got you. Got you. Well, I promise you, this will all be safe for work. Although it is after midnight on a Friday night, this would be the perfect time to do it, wouldn't it? Not safe for work, but I probably should have labeled that in the title, right? So, yeah. Well, like I said, I'm just goofing. I'm trying to get my loosen up a little bit. Like I said, it probably won't be anything I'll finish. I'll probably erase this whole thing too. Just throwing lines down. So, are you finished with your stream already or no? Yeah, obviously you are. You wouldn't be here chatting with me, right? Sure. I need to take some lessons from you because you do this all the time and you know exactly what to say and how to entertain your crowd. And people love coming in and chatting with you about Battletech. I do too. And me, dude, I'm not much of a talker. Or let's say a very good one. Not a very good talker. It's not something I do very well. So, but that's what you should do. You should put out a video, like a tutorial, how to stream and keep people interested. So for anybody who watches this video later, Big Red runs a channel called Big Red 40K. Talks a lot about BattleTech, tabletop game, and the lore. He's really good at it. Really good videos, and I'm not just saying that because he's just contracted me to do some artwork for one of his videos, upcoming videos. So uh, I really mean it. So, but that's one of the things I'll be working on in the future, and then. Hey man, Arva, how you doing? Great. See, I knew that making friends with people in high places would get me some viewers. I just knew it. But yeah, I'm happy to have you in here. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah. That's cool. I appreciate you stopping by, anyways. Uh, as you know, that helps. As you can see, my channel is not as big as yours, uh, and but every bit helps. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, Arva, stopping by. Uh, from time to time, I stream, and I'm thinking about doing more streams where I actually draw BattleTech stuff. That seems to be pretty popular right now, and it seems like most of my art that has to do with BattleTech gets the most play right now. Um, I'm I have a couple more pages to finish up for a comic project, an independent comic project I'm working on for a guy by the name of Corey, Corey Lansdale, and the name of the book is Inu, the Oni Within, and it'll be 60 pages total. I'm almost finished with it. And I think he's going to do crowdfunding on that. So, like I said, I'm finishing that up. I have some work for Big Red to do for Red for his channel. I have another independent comic project coming up. Probably going to start on that in June, maybe. We'll just have to see how it goes. And that's going to be called 13 Bones. It's like a Weird West. A Weird West fantasy? No. Let's just leave it at Weird West. So set in the Old West, and it's about a voodoo shaman. So out of Louisiana. So it's interesting. It's written by a guy by the name of Cal Jameson, and it's pretty decent. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you, Red. That the Waco Rangers video is going to be pretty cool, especially from what you told me about it. And then, of course, I'm going to do my very best to give you some really cool visuals. So I hope they really work out for you. And I can't wait to see. I can't remember his name, but the other guy that you've got going on for some of the color pieces. So I like his stuff too, and I think that'll all work out pretty well too. So yeah, that's what I've got going on in the future for my art, and then whatever kind of commission pops up. Um, if I can squeeze it in between the bigger projects, then I try to do that. Um, so, and it ranges. Like sometimes people want me to do their RPG characters, like if they're playing Cyberpunk or D&D or something like that. I'll work on their stuff because usually it's just a pinup. It's just a piece of character art. Um, but bigger scenes. I don't know if you know. I've been working on. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Arva. I appreciate that. Red, have you been showing those really ugly blue line sketches off in your video? You know those are not finished, right? No, that's okay. That's cool. You do whatever you want. Just let everybody know those are whips. Like that's not final art. So if anybody does want to check out any of my final art, make sure to go to ArtStation. I'm under BNod on ArtStation, and then I post stuff on Twitter and Instagram under ArtCloud Bruce. So there's some stuff. But yeah, thanks for saying that, Arva. I really appreciate it. There'll be more work for that video too. It's just going to depend on if that's all done up front, if it gets extended over the next 3 to 5 months. But I have a vision that must be told. Yes, I agree. I agree. You have that drive and passion that I get as well when I have something I really want to see done. So, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, man. Awesome. Like I said, you let me know, and I'll be right there because I love BattleTech and I love drawing it. So, um, yeah, Arva, if you haven't seen any more of my work and stuff, make sure to. I don't know if you've heard of on Twitter. He's known as Renegade HPG. He has a YouTube channel as well, and he's trying to revive the old card game for BattleTech. And I've done quite a bit of work for him as well. So you could check out his Twitter feed or even his page. I think he has a Patreon too, and he has some of my work on there as well. So for BattleTech. So make sure to go check those out and let me know what you think of those as well. So let me see if I can. I don't really want to show off anything I'm not supposed to, but maybe you've seen some of these. This happens to be my BattleTech file. So whenever I feel like drawing BattleTech, this is the document I break open. I have a bunch of different. You can see over here in the lower right hand corner. Excuse me. Um, got some different folders. So I have an rough, rough sketch of the Thunderbolt that I did. Kind of Thunderbolt up on the hill. That was a quickie. That probably took me about 6 hours, maybe 5 hours, something like that. Oh yeah, is my Steam? It says your stream is going slow for me, so I couldn't keep up live. But anyways, we'll look deeply into your works on Twitter and ArtStation. Yeah, make sure you do. If you notice something going on with my stream, let me know. Like I said, I've been messing with Streamlabs, so I might have screwed something up. So yeah, I'll check. I'll check into it. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, it is a beefy T bolt. Um, as far as Battletech goes, I'm a big fan of the thick boys, right? The little spindly leg mechs, I'm really not. I mean, they're great. I mean, all Battletech is cool, but my preferred mecha choice has a lot of weight behind them. Thick legs, thick body, just thick, 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 right? Yeah, you first noticed my stuff in a Renegade HPG. Yeah, yeah. That seemed to be when I saw that there was a lot of interest in Battletech at that point. To the point that I actually sent in, I talked to Brett. Is it Brett? Yeah, Brett, art director for Catalyst. And so he sent me out an art test and I did a little work for him. And they liked one of the pictures I did. He what he liked the art on one, but he didn't really like my vision. It was for the Grey Death Legion, a Grey Death Legion power armor. Um, and he wasn't too thrilled with that one, but he's supposed to hook me up with the editor of Shrapnel, and they're gonna have me do some work, but that was right before the Kickstarter. Well, they were no, that was right before convention, and then the Kickstarter launched or was getting ready to launch. So I never heard back from them, and so I figured, they didn't like me that well, so I didn't get to do anything of it. Yeah, thanks, Arva. I appreciate that. That was one of the first Biotech pictures I threw up on Twitter to see, if anybody be interested in seeing more Biotech art. So that was one of them. And then let me see if this is the correct Battle Master. Yeah, yeah, this is another one I did. This is actually a redraw of something I drew back in 1989. Let me see if that picture is in here. It is probably not. No, it's not in here. Um, the original to this Battle Master picture with the pilot sitting up on the SRM-6 launcher. So, oh, the Kickstarter did launch during the convention. Well, this must have been a convention before that. They were having some sort. They were doing something. He was really busy. I know he was because I talked to Travis at Renegade, and Renegade or Travis would talk to Britt on the regular kind of because he's trying to get the card stuff going. And so he told me that they were really busy and all that. So um, I don't know. It took him like 2 months to get back to me the first time, and then after that, yeah, I just never heard back from him. Yeah, I do like this Battle Master piece of art too. Like I said, it's a redraw of an old picture I drew back when I was about 23 years old, and now I'm 50 something years old. So it's been a while. It's been about 30 years. So yeah, yeah, I figured that it's not a big company like WotC or Games Workshop. I would probably never hear back from. Yeah, you probably seen the Battle Master one around. It's made its it made the rounds on Twitter and uh, on Facebook, some of the BattleTech Facebook groups, a couple of them. So, trying to think of what else I have in here. Oh, you might have seen this one too. The Urban Mech City one. This is one I did for Renegade as well. With the Urban Mech that I call Thumper. So right, that that stupid shit with Watsy, dude. Oh my god, I can't believe it. They've seemed to have made some bad decisions here lately. I don't know what it is about them. I don't know if they want to intentionally sink their company or not. I don't know. You'd think Hasbro wouldn't be too fond of that stuff, but yeah, that whole Pinkerton thing with the magic cards, is like, can't believe it. So silly. So yeah, so that's the Urban Mech pick I did for them. It's another one I really like. It has a nice little urban scene in there. Thought it was pretty cool. The little infantry dude here. I always like to be kind of vague with my art sometimes because I like people to interpret it the way they want to. So a lot of people ask me, "Is he with the urban mech or is he hiding from it?" And I said, "Well, what do you think? What do you want?" That's why I intentionally didn't put any insignia on them. But see if I could find another one. You know what? I'll tell you what I'll do. If you guys are really interested in seeing more BattleTech stuff, let me see if what's here. No. This is just some concept stuff I was doing for a different kind of neuro helmet, and this also had a lot to do with Renegade because we were talking about doing pilots and things like that. And I mean, I know it's iconic and a lot of people like it. That big, huge neuro helmet that looks like somebody put a bell diver over the top of someone's head, and I just never been a big fan of that. So I was just trying to do something a little bit more modern, a little bit more. I say modern, but something a little different for the mech pilots for a neuro helmet. But I was just playing around with that. Trying to see if let me check something here real quick. Um, I believe I can show most of this stuff off. I don't know if you guys ever seen this one or this is one I did for Renegade as well. Yeah, me too, Arva. Me too. This is a supposed to be a dropship hangar for House Kurita and for aerospace, and so I did this for Renegade as well. Um, I think it turned out pretty well. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you guys have seen this one. I think it was actually on one of Sarna.net's monthly Baltech things. They like to feature Renegade every once in a while, so whenever he gets new artwork done, sometimes they put it out there. So yeah, I like that. We redid this one probably 4 times. This one probably with Travis at Renegade. This one probably took the longest to complete just because we went back and forth so many times about what his vision was and what he wanted, and like probably changed that hanger like that at first. That back wall of the hangar was an actual access point, like hangar doors, and he decided against doing it that way, and so it became more of like a storage area for munitions, ordnance and things like that. with an something over the top there. So yeah, we changed this quite a bit. So this one probably took the longest to do. Not actual work, but oh, thanks, Arva. I appreciate that. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that one probably took the longest. I wonder if I did a live stream with him one time, and we talked extensively about this next picture. And so I don't know if a lot of people have seen it. So I'll pull it up. So this was a kind of an action scene. It was some anti-mech infantry, and with their portable, I think they're SRM-2 launchers, I believe. Big Red might know. But yeah, where they're getting ready to ambush this Victor. So is it Victor? Victor? Yeah, getting ready to ambush this Victor, and I thought this one turned out pretty well as well. Um, a lot of people did ask me, like, well, what's going to happen when they fire those launchers through that window? Well, if you notice in the picture, if you notice in the picture on the right hand side here, the soldier's getting ready to bash the window open, and then the guy making the countdown over here on the over here. You guys can't see my pencil. Sorry. Uh, um. Anyways, over here on the left hand side, he's also going to help shatter the window so they can fire the. Yep. It's a Victor. It's a Victor. So, I thought this one turned out pretty well. Of course, I'm biased, right? I'm biased because my art. So obviously, I'm always going to say I think it looks good. Is it perfect? No, but I think it looks good. So, yeah, we talked about this one for quite a while on his stream. Um, it seemed to be well received, though. Yeah, that's what they are. They're, I think they're on Sarna, and I actually took the reference from Sarna. There's like a technical drawing of the launcher, and it's SRM. So SRM-2. Is it just a single shot or is it two shot? I don't remember. I'd have to look it up, but and then I don't know if you guys have. Let me see if I can find that um, on his page. It was a color. It was a painting of a marauder going through a jungle combat area with some infantry support, and see if I can find that real quick. The finished picture, because I don't think I have the painted picture of it. Yeah, here it is. Here we go. I'll show it to you guys. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah, this one right here. This painting. This was done by. Let me make sure I get his name right. Jaden Morris. Jaden Morris. He painted this, but when Travis asked me or asked me to do the commission, he just wanted a rough whip because he said he needed something that was a good composition for the image, right? Because um, he liked the way that I put images together, so he wanted me to do something. So this was the really rough whip of that picture. This is what I sent him. And so what he did is he had Jaden just use that as a reference. And yeah, so I guess you could call it a collaboration, maybe. Um, Jaden did a fantastic job at the paint on that. So the color on that. So I thought it was really well done. And he obviously changed a couple things. You know, he's got to put his spin on it. But I thought that was really cool. So another one there, and then trying to think of a oh, this is an interesting picture. Okay, this is I think one of the second one I did for him for Travis, and he wanted elemental, but he wanted more of the old school elemental design, and he wanted it as if they'd already been in combat. They'd already fired off their missiles. And so, and maybe Red, you know this, but I was really never aware of it. Those launchers dump off when they're empty, right, in the field. So, this is what he wanted me to do. And I think it turned out pretty well. You guys might have seen this one before. And thanks, Telos, and Red. Appreciate that. Yeah, I really strive for. I don't achieve it all the time, but I really strive to get a little bit of action. I'm really conscious about the composition of a piece. You know, like because I've worked in the comic industry before, way back in the 1980s. I self-published my own comic back in the 1980s, and I learned a lot. Like one of my people that I really looked up to was Will Eisner. I don't know if you're into comics, you probably know who Will Eisner is, and John Buscema, who used to do a lot of the Savage Sword stuff. And I just like the way they put together a page and put together a pinup, and I really like that stuff. But yeah, so on this one, like I said, he wanted it where the SRM launchers were popped off because they had already used the missiles, and he wanted me to be real vague about the mech that's in here. I mean it is a mech, and part of his deal was he wanted his like the people that followed him and the people on Patreon to guess what that mech was, and like nobody ever got it. So yeah, so I thought it was interesting, but that was another cool picture I thought. So I don't know. I just recently did a commission for him, and I don't think I can show that off yet because he hasn't released it yet. So, but it's a female pilot, and you probably know who she is if you saw the insignia. So, but I can't show it off. So, um, here's one that I really like. Let me see here. Make sure I get the right one. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So, Rifleman. Um, and the reason why it's set up this way in the image is because um, he wanted it laid out for the card because if you remember BattleTech cards, the images are usually in the upper right part of the card and the descriptors below it. So that's why there's a lot of like dead space in the lower left hand corner. It's just like terrain, right? Just scenery. Uh, so this was a lot of fun. It's another one. Like I don't know who it was. I think it was Arva that was talking about it earlier. But I like the new redesign of the Rifleman because it's a little bit more thicker than the old one was. The old Fossa, um, and the Ralpartha miniatures, the old metal ones. And so, but the original Rifleman was cool too. I think that was one of the old um, Robotech designs or whatever. Um, so the same kind of lower body as the Warhammer type thing. So that was another one that I like doing. A little action scene there with the aerospace going over the top. The riflemen doing what riflemen do, right? That's why they were designed that way to take out aerospace, I believe. Now, of course, I got the Lord King in the channel, so he probably correct me on that one. But I think that was, yeah, I think that's probably it for the more notable ones I did for him for Renegade. Yeah, Hanger. I might have some things I did for myself. If they're any different. Yeah, Rifleman. Rifleman is fun. Tell us. I know. Yes, nice. I like that. Some big guns. Certainly does. So yes, the Waco ones will be pretty sweet. Mm, especially that one. You know that one red, the one. Um, this is the you guys might have might not have seen this. I'm going to show it anyways. I don't think I'm breaking any NDA on this because he told me he didn't really like the redesign. But this is what I sent to Catalyst because one of their tests was pick. He sent me like four things and he said, do a modern day or up to date redesign of this, right? And whatever you want to do, just do it, right? And so I said, okay. So I picked the Gray Death standard medium battle armor. And so I did this, and uh, he said technically I like the art. He said, but I don't like the redesign. He didn't like what I came up with. So I said, okay, fair enough, fair enough. And then, oops, sorry about that. And then the other thing I did for them is they sent me a 3D model of the Annihilator, and they said draw it in the style that we do. So I think what they normally do is a lot of the artists when they do it for technical readouts or something like that, they probably take the 3D model and they pose it and they put lighting on it and then they draw it from that. That's pretty much what I did for this. So yeah, do they? I don't. You one day I'll hop when I get on when you're streaming and you're on there. I'll ask you about it. And if you got an image of the new like the Innisphere battle armor stuff, the Merc battle armor stuff, yeah, let me see it because I don't think I've ever seen the either the Innisphere or the Merc stuff. I know I've seen the clan stuff, and I really like the new clan redesign for their elementals. I like it better than the old ones, but I don't think I've ever seen an Innisphere one. So yeah, I'll hit you up next time you're live. Maybe you can show it to me if you've got it handy. If not, that's cool too. Uh, but this is that was that. And then let me close some of these down. Oh, I can't. I got to open this up first. Anyways, this was the part of the test I did, which was drawing the annihilator from a 3D model. And what I did basically was I took, I think I took three or four screen grabs of the annihilator, and then I repositioned it, to give it, because the 3D model, his torso's not turned, but oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I know I know they have concept, but what I'm talking about, like when they do the final art, like when they do it for publication, like and the only reason I say that is because that's basically what he told that's what he told me their process was, and that's what he wanted me to do. Okay. Uh, okay, cool. Cool, Red. I'll check it out. Let me see here. Yeah. Oh, that's it? Oh, that's yeah, I can see now why they didn't like mine. Because mine's a little bit more, I don't know, rounded. Uh, Let me see here. You don't mind if I pop it in the stream real quick, do you? Is it a secret? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. See that? Do you mind if I pull these pictures up in the stream, or are they secret? Okay. So yeah, I won't get in trouble. Okay, so this is what Red sent me over to show me what the new ones look like. Um, what the hell? Thought I saved that one already. Okay, here we go. So yeah, what I was trying to say is that he sent me some instruction on what to do, right? To see if I could follow their process. Okay, and so yes, they get a concept, right? They have their artist do a concept, right? And this is kind of what, and you're right, this is what their concept looks like. And that's kind of what this was supposed to be. Like, this would be the concept, right? And then, um, and then the 3D artist would build the model based on this concept. And then they would do a production or market or, yeah, production version of the art where they take that 3D model and they put it in, a 3D program, Blender, or they would even use the program that's used for um, STL files for 3D print, and then they'd light it the way they want to light it, like they put a light in there so it would cast shadow and do things like that, and then they would draw it from that image, right? They use that image as reference, and then redraw it. So, and I think it's to establish like a consistent look through all, with all their art, which turns out to be really, the right way to do it, because everything looks kind of the same, right? Which it should. And so yeah, so that's what he asked me to basically do with this annihilator. So it's all based off a 3D model. So, but cool. Thanks for sending those over. I'd never seen these. But yeah, I can see now why they didn't like mine. Because see, mine's a little bit more rounded, a little bit more, I don't know, rounded, and um, these are a little bit more blocky. Like the style that they're looking for with the mechs and things like that. So it's interesting. But yeah, close these down. Um, I have. Uh-oh, you're not supposed to see that. That was actually for you, bro. That's one of yours. So I'm still working out the layout for that one. So, but I have the Lincoln Osis picture. I'm sure you've seen that I did. Um, the female elemental that I got so much shit over because of it. Have you seen this one? I know, dude. I always you're my go-to when I need to know stuff about BattleTech. That's for sure. So I'm sure you've seen this one, right? This elemental picture I did, female clanner. Well, I did this one. Hey, Clayton, how's it going, man? Says I know Bear hates it, but that Annie looks okay. Hey, I'll take it. Yeah, I know. Red doesn't like the Annihilator. I know. I've heard him talk about it many times. Ranks right up there with Clan Wolf, I think, because I know how big of a fan he is of Clan Wolf. But yeah, this picture of the elemental, the female elemental, um, so many people blasted. Well, they didn't blast me personally, but they were like very opinionated. She's not big enough. She's not bulky enough. She doesn't look like an 8 foot female Amazon 300 pound warrior. So she would never be able to work an elemental suit. So, um, but, you know, I figure it's power armor, it's an exoskeleton. I don't know if strength is what's controlling that thing. But, who says she ain't strong? She's athletic. Okay. 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 So, yeah. So, it's still one of my favorite Battletech pictures I've done. I know people are not going to like it. That's okay. Fans are going to be fans, and that's fine. I'm cool with it. But it's the, oh, you guys might find this one interesting. Um, Maybe not. But I drew this picture back in 19, was it 80? Signature, believe it was 97. But if I signed it 97, maybe it has to be. No, I think this was earlier. I think it was 91. But this is the elemental that drew in 91. So, um, yeah, how long ago was that? Jesus, that was, I'm not good with math. 30, 31 years, 32 years ago. So there's an old elemental. There's the old design, you could tell. I even had the manufacturer's name on the. I mean, that could have been probably completely made up too. So I don't know, but you might find that one good. You can make fun of that one if you like. It's not that good. So that was fun. That's fun. I've been a Battletech fan a long, 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 long time. My very first Battletech game was Battle Droids in a little box. And it had 4 minis in it. They were made out of plastic, And I think they were old Robotech miniatures. So, yep, 32 years ago. Yes, sir. Long time ago. Long time ago. But that's why I like doing Battletech. That's why I like drawing it. I've always liked Battletech. I love to draw it. Drawing mechs are fun. I really like drawing the people in the Battletech lore. I've always thought it would be cool to, be able to focus on them sometimes because I know Battletech is, it's a mech centric game, right? That's why aerospace never works or never becomes popular. I know you can't see it, so I'm pointing to nothing. Look. But over in my closet, I have a box set, a game called Centurion, and I know it's not. I don't think that was actually tied to BattleTech. I could be wrong though, but it was an old FOSSA game about tanks, and it's called Centurion. So I can't remember if it is actual part of the BattleTech lore or not, to tell you the truth. But I have that, and but those never became popular. So, but yeah, you hate hot weather. Is it hot where you're at right now? It's be glad you don't live in Texas. You'd really hate it. I'm. I was born and raised until I was 34 years old in Wichita, Kansas. Breadbasket, the middle of America, where we had 4 seasons. Then I moved down here for a job in the video game industry, and I got introduced to really hot weather. 28 degrees, yeah, Celsius. Yeah. Freedom units. Nice. I like that term. I don't know what that is. It's like what, 70? See, now you got me curious. Now I gotta look it up. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Thanks, Google. Let's see here. 28. 28 Celsius. Wow, that's 82 degrees. It's 82 degrees. Your summers used to be 28, which is 82, and now they're 40. What the hell's 40? Got to be quite a bit. 104 Fahrenheit? Oh my God. That's Texas weather right there. Does you live in British Columbia? Is that right? You don't have to tell me. You live on the west coast of Canada, north of Washington State. You know what? You don't have to tell me. You really don't. But I think you mentioned it before. I could be wrong. Yeah, but 40 degrees Celsius, um, that's normal weather from June until the end of August, the middle of September in Texas. 40, what's 41? So 42. Yeah, between 40 and 42 degrees Celsius in Texas. So between 100 and 110 on average on hot summers. Yeah, I hate it. That's the one thing that I do. I love Texas ever since I moved down here, but the weather is a killer sometimes, and that's the only thing I don't like. Humidity through the roof. You're right on the yeah. If yeah, 'cause you're next to an ocean, I believe. My geography north of the border is not very good. I know where Toronto is, and I think I know where BC is. And I have, well, there used to be a guy I used to work with at the video game company, the game developer company that hailed from Nova Scotia, which I think is on the other side of the country from you. Yeah, Pacific. Yeah, you got a lot of greenery around there. So, yeah, I imagine it would be kind of humid. But hey, the winter times here in Texas are pretty good. Hardly ever gets below, I'm going to tell you in Fahrenheit, and then I'll tell you what it is in Celsius. It hardly ever gets below -1 degree Celsius in Texas. So freezing is 0 for you guys, which makes sense. Freezing for us in Fahrenheit is 32 degrees. So yeah, exact opposite side for yeah, Nova Scotia. Yeah, yeah. Well, like you mentioned, right? You're a cold weather guy, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, I like cold weather too. I do miss that. Being down here and and being from originally from Kansas, I miss I miss the snow. Miss the snow. So, but every once in a while we get snow down here. Not very often though. Not very often. If it does snow, it only lasts a couple days and it's gone. Melts. Nothing's better than waking up and hearing the wind like wisping death rattling outside the house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sure you have a fireplace, right? Maybe not. Because I always like that, like a nice roaring fire. And when you know it's cold outside and the wind's blowing and snowing, it's pretty awesome, right? Right? Yeah. Well, for me. Yeah, of course, of course. Now, you mentioned like today it was, excuse me, 80 degrees Fahrenheit for you. Do you have air conditioner or no? Arva. Anyway, Bruce, me drawing whilst watching people drawing is a good combination. Yeah, Arva, I do the same thing too. Well, actually, anything like I usually have YouTube playing in the background when I'm drawing, even if I. So that's why I like to do things where I don't have to pay attention to what they're doing on the screen. But I do every once in a while put people drawing, in the background. Like I'm a big David Finch fan. I don't know if you know who he is, but he usually has like a Monday night draw. I think it's on Monday or Sunday, and I like listening to his little stream. Usually lasts a couple hours, and yeah. So I do the same thing. And talking art and world building stuff. Yeah, yeah. I like to talk about art. Here's my deal though. When I'm streaming and I start talking, then if you haven't noticed, I draw very little. So, I don't know why. Uh, Probably because I have tunnel vision and I can only concentrate on one thing at a time. I don't know. Or maybe I just like to flap my gums. I like to talk. So, um, normally it's 15 this time of year. I bought Central Air for the oh, okay. All right. Well, because I know some like my parents were originally from Massachusetts and Rhode Island, and I know up there probably not so much anymore, but back then, you're talking probably 50 years ago, 60 years ago. A lot of people didn't even have air conditioning up there because it never really got that hot. And so that's what I was wondering about Canada. So, but seeing as how it's probably getting warmer, well, you know, warming trend or whatever, maybe that's been remedied. And like you said, you just bought some. So I couldn't live without central air down here. There's no way. It gets above 75 degrees in my house, and like I can't even sleep. 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm sure you knew that. So, anyways, Arva, I don't know if you're interested while you're drawing, but this is usually how I start a pinup. Uh, Either I have an idea in my head, or like if I'm doing a commission for somebody, they already have an idea, and so I start with that. But I, I start like, what am I, what am I gonna do? Like if I was drawing, like on this particular thing, if I wanted to draw a mech, right? And let's say, I don't know, it was a Kodiak or something. I actually have a Kodiak I started on that wouldn't mind showing you guys. But, I said, okay, what's it going to be? Well, is it going to come wandering over this ridge line? How deep is it over here? I don't know. So I'll just throw in like just a rough, uh, you know, what I think it might look like. Maybe he's stepping over the ridge, stepping on top of the ridge, right? And so this is going to come this way. And then maybe he's looking this way. So I got to throw a weird torso in. And this is all without looking, like, I'm not even looking at anything yet to get detail stuff. This is kind of like stickman drawing. I'm just trying to get a weird sense of how I'm going to put it in. So, like, right now, I can tell you that I hate this already, right? I don't like the way this is looking. So like what the hell's going on? But Kodiak has claws, right? If I remember, I'll have to look it up for reference. But I can already tell you this is crap right now. It's crap. Yeah, 75 degrees. Well, hold on, I missed something here. Sadly, my dogs are getting ready to kill me as I promised them I'd take them. Yeah, so I gotta run. Yeah, cool, man. Like I said, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Um, and hey, did you like the video? I'm gonna remind you, right? Just like you do. Like the video. So 75 degrees Celsius, yeah, that would be freaking fucking hot. So yeah. But yeah, thanks a lot again, Red, for coming by and chatting for a bit. Appreciate you. And yeah, go walk the dogs. Make sure to pick up after them, right? Probably got one of those little plastic bags. Probably. So, but yeah, appreciate you. So, anyways, Arva, if you're still in here, yeah, this is kind of what I do to break them down, and then once I get like this is trash, I would never stick with this. I would keep working it until I found something I like. Um, maybe maybe the maybe it has to be bigger. I don't know. Maybe he's actually taking a bigger step over. And of course, his hip's like this. That means this hip would dip a little bit. So I would draw this in there like that. Even though it's a mechanical thing, you know. Even when I draw mechs, I try to give them a little bit of a. If it was an animal, you'd say anthropomorphic. So I know you wouldn't do that with a mech, but I try to make it like if it was a living, breathing thing. So I give it, a little bit of character, a little bit of bend in the metal or whatever. Not too much, but a little bit. I don't want it to look like a total cartoon, but then the head of the thing here is a little too big. And that's one of the reasons why I like working digitally, because then I could just, if I did this on paper, I'd have to erase the whole thing. But here I can just adjust the size. No big deal. So, do you work digitally or traditionally? You work on paper or on the computer? Typically draw circles and triangles as the basis of body structure before I draw shapes on top of them. Yeah, no, that's the way to go. You know, I've been doing this a very long time, and sometimes I still find myself, if I'm drawing, sometimes I start doing details when I shouldn't be doing details, and it's like, no, I still catch myself doing that sometimes. So, you work digitally, yeah, yeah. I do traditionally, but it's only for me during university assignments. Yeah, yeah, I got you. No, before what? Before 2000, no, probably before 1999, 98. I only worked traditionally, Bristol board, and because I did comic books. So work on Bristol board and pencil, and if I had to ink it, I used a brush or a quill pen. And yeah, so, and I still like to do that sometimes. But I mainly work digital because it's quicker for me. It's a little bit more efficient. Instead of erasing, I can just hit Control Z and just start over. Like, it's if I make a mistake when I'm inking something, I'll you know, just Control Z or take the eraser, and it's not a big thing. Not like traditional. So where you have to take a white out, fix everything. So, but yeah. So let's see, doing university assignments. So you're in college. That's what us Southerners call university. It's college. So art technology wasn't prominent in the old times, I believe. All with inks, paints. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the olden days, the olden days. Now, when I self-published my own comic book back in 1986. That was I was 20 years old, and I created a comic book called Night Masters, and I did 3 issues of that. It sold okay. I sold about between 5 and 7,000 copies of it across the U.S. As a small press. That's what we used to call those books back then, small press. And um, yeah, everything done on paper, everything done with, you know, we didn't really have really good ink pens like that you have now, like microns and stuff. The only pen like they had like that were refillable uh, Kohnors, I believe, or Kohinors. So usually use just a brush, and or if you want to do really fine lines, you either got really good with a brush, or you use these little quill pens. I'm sure you've seen them before, where you dip the quill in ink, and then do it. And then we had when we lettered the comic, we didn't do it digitally, right? The way they do it now. We had this little plastic thing called an Ames lettering guide, and you put it on a T square on your drawing table, and then you do the guidelines in blue pencil so they wouldn't reproduce when they print the book. And then the letterer would come in and hand do the letters in the book. It was very labor intensive process. It's not like it is now. And so yeah, it was a lot different back then. For an animation diploma, cool, cool, cool. Um, yeah, 2D animation or 3D animation, because that's what I did in the game industry. I did 3D modeling and animation for games. I wanted to see if I had that. Yeah, that's not it. Well, I thought I had that Kodiak in here, but I guess not. I'll look. Both, both 2D and 3D. Yeah, yeah. Um, I never really learned 2D animation. I always wanted to. I know how to do it. It's just I haven't done it that much, so I don't know. Not much practice in it. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I mean, I prefer 2D art as well. I much prefer to illustrate than to model in 3D. Um, but 3D has some advantages. What I found out with 3D, because I did that for 13 years. Yeah, 2D animation is all about TDM. Yeah. Um, Not so much the animation in 3D, although that does help you learn motion, right? And weight transfer and all those things, and you could see it immediately in 3D. But 3D like modeling taught me a lot about light, shadow, forms, right? 3D forms and how to represent those better in illustration. So I did learn quite a bit from 3D, but I'm with you. I'd rather illustrate than 3D model for sure. For sure. I had Kodiak. could have swore. And I can't find it. I'd been working on a Kodiak on a stream one time, and I thought that it was in here. But right. That's my deal. Like I think at the time I'm doing something and I think, oh yeah, it's a perfect name for it. I will always remember what it is based on this name. And then, a couple months later, I'm like, what did I do with that piece of art? What did I name it? I can't even remember. And then I find it and it's like, why did I name it this again? Yeah, I'm bad about that. I'm really bad about that. But I thought for sure. That reminds me, I have to finish this. I have to finish this Panther picture. I haven't finished it yet. Because right now it looks like he's just stepping off into nowhere. Like, dum da dum dum dum. I'm going to jump off the top of this Panther. Where is that Kodiak at? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm going to be able to find it, am I? Oh no, he's going to slip off. Or he's not going to slip. He's just going to, it looks like he's just getting ready to jump. Like he's going to jump down. Yeah, no, the plan was to have a what do you call it? Jesus. Like catwalk type thing. Like he was in a mech bay. And then I thought, no, because I want to put these kind of smokish clouds in the back. And then, okay, then what is he doing? What is he doing? Why is he, what? So I kind of just left it and I haven't gotten back to it to fix it. So are you a Warhammer 40K fan or a Necromunda fan or anything like that? Okay. Because for a while, I was really big into Necromunda, and so I did some art based on Necromunda, particularly the Goliath gang and the enforcers, like the like this one, Escher versus Goliath. I really like this picture. I don't know why. Yeah, Dawn of War. I like Dawn of War too. It's pretty cool. But I got more into the tabletop game, not 40K itself. I'm not a big army type of guy. I just like small units. So I went Necromunda, which is about gang warfare in the Underhive. I don't know if you know, but that's what it's about. So let's see here. Wish I could find that. Oh well. I could have swore it was under Battletech art. Excuse me. Oh well, maybe for another day if I find it. Maybe for another time. Well, Arva, I only planned on being here for an hour, but you guys showed up, and I so much like hearing the sound of my own voice that I got to talking, and but it's been a blast having you in. Brad and the others popped in, but I gotta bail because it's almost 2 o'clock here. I don't know where you're at, but for me, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So, and I'm getting sleepy. So, I do appreciate you coming in and chatting with me. Help me kill the time, talk about art. I hope you come back again when I stream again. Like I said, I'm gonna plan on doing more of these where I draw some BattleTech stuff because that tends to be the popular thing. BattleTech seems to be the thing. So, and I enjoy it. And I like drawing it. So, if you like that stuff, make sure to check back. So, and yeah, I'm going to take off, and you have a great one, great day, or I don't know. You said it was total opposite for you. So, what? Real early in the morning? Real early in the morning? Yeah, man. Make sure you do. It's noon. Okay, yeah. Well, enjoy your day, man. And yeah, make sure you do check it in. Like if you don't follow me, or you don't have to follow me, but check out my stuff on Twitter. It's Art Claude Bruce. Um, Instagram, it's Art Claude Bruce, and ArtStation, it's BNod. So Malaysia. Okay, cool, cool. Very nice. Yeah, so do that and check back again whenever you can, and I'll see you later. Okay, take care, man. And everybody that checks this video out later, if you hung around this long, I appreciate you. And give the video a like and consider subscribing if you haven't. And if you hated the video, well, guess what?